What if I told you that everything you've learned about manifestation is somehow incomplete? We've been conditioned to believe that achieving the life of our dreams is a path of grueling effort, a complex ritual where visualization and affirmations are used as weapons against a reality we dislike. But there's a secret that very few explore. Quantum manifestation is actually a path of radical simplicity, a path so subtle that most people, upon understanding it, end up ignoring it. If this topic calls to you, subscribe to the channel and join me on this discovery. Right now, you're immersed in a matrix of possibilities, an invisible ocean where everything already exists but hasn't yet materialized. This field doesn't respond to your struggle, it responds to your attunement. Yet most people approach manifestation as if they're at war. They try to force a future, repeat phrases their hearts don't feel, visualize an outcome while doubt operates silently in the background, and their bodies remain trapped in a cycle of fear and scarcity. That's not coherence. It's conflict. And the quantum law is clear. Force creates friction, and friction cancels the signal. The system collapses. Let's redefine this together. Manifesting isn't about conquering something external. It's about being the catalyst that transforms a probability into your personal reality. It's about first becoming the frequency, and only then does the external world adjust to meet you. Within that invisible field, everything already exists. Success and failure, health and illness, love and loneliness are just probability waves waiting for an aligned observer. The crucial point is this: those waves don't become your concrete reality without an observer to collapse them. That observer is your consciousness, your focus, and your emotion. But here's the vicious circle. Most people become observers from scarcity. They emit the frequency of lack while expecting abundance to materialize. It's like trying to tune a radio to the frequency of love while you're vibrating in fear. In quantum language, that's not a signal. It's just noise. You were trained to chase what you want, but true mastery is becoming the version of yourself that no longer needs to chase it. It's the version that already feels in communion with the destiny it longs for. The quantum matrix is just waiting for your instruction. Your job is no longer to force more, it's to become clearer. So why doesn't everyone practice this simplicity? Because simplicity is scary. Letting go of control feels like surrender. Releasing the struggle sounds like abandonment. But here's the paradox that most teachings ignore. The moment you detach from the outcome, the universe can finally deliver it to you. Think of a moment in your life when something happened with total fluidity. That unexpected encounter, that opportunity that arrived without you seeking it, the brilliant idea that emerged when you weren't pressuring yourself. What's the common thread in all of this? You weren't clinging to the need for the outcome. You were in a state of openness, alignment, and availability. That's quantum manifestation in action, even if you hadn't given it a name. The quantum field doesn't care about your words. It reads your energy. You can repeat "I am prosperous" thousands of times, but if your body is tense with fear, if your nervous system is in a loop of scarcity, the field will reflect that chaos, not to punish you, but to accurately mirror the signal you're transmitting. The paradigm shift happens here. Quantum manifestation begins when you stop focusing on having and start focusing on being. You become the energetic signature. Embody the vibration. Allow your internal state to command your reality, not your relentless effort. But this leads us to a crucial question. What exactly does the quantum field respond to? Is it thoughts, emotions, beliefs, actions? And more importantly, how do you align all these layers to avoid sending a fragmented signal? The hidden architecture of reality. This is where most teachings on manifestation fail. They focus on a single piece of the puzzle, thoughts or emotions, and ignore the coherence of the system as a whole. They tell you to think positive, but don't address the traumas your body carries. They ask you to visualize, but ignore the subconscious saboteurs. They encourage you to declare success while your nervous system is still preparing for failure. But the quantum field hears the complete message, the integrated signal, the vibration you embody. That's why alignment isn't a mental game. It's an integral transformation of your being, your system, your entire field. In the next part of this immersion, we're going to unveil exactly how the quantum field works, why the observer effect is so vital, and what wave function collapse actually means. We're going to reveal the elegant mechanics behind what seems like magic, and I'll show you why manifestation happens more easily when you stop trying so hard. So, I leave you with this question. In what area of your life have you tried so hard that the effort itself has become the very obstacle you're trying to remove? Ready to go deeper with me? Let's continue. The coherence code. The quantum matrix doesn't respond to your desires. It responds to your coherence. Manifestation isn't just about what you think, what you feel, or what you do. It's about the harmony between these three elements that together form a signal the field can interpret without distortion. Think of the quantum field as a cosmic interpreter. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions are in tune, the message is clear, the vibration is stable, and the field's response is almost immediate. But when you think one thing, feel another, and act disconnectedly, the message becomes chaotic noise. This is where the observer effect comes in. At the quantum level, particles are just potential, a wave function. But when you, as the embody observer, focus your attention on a specific possibility, that wave solidifies into tangible reality. But here's the big nuance. Your observer isn't just your conscious mind, it's also your subconscious. This means that even though you consciously desire abundance, if your subconscious is programmed for scarcity or survival, the field will pick up that hidden transmission. Your subconscious becomes the true observer, manifesting a reality your conscious mind would never choose. That's why so many people feel stuck. They try to align only the surface, ignoring the deep programs operating underneath. And in the quantum game, the subconscious always has the final word, and the mystery deepens. Scientists like Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton have shown that the heart possesses an electromagnetic field more powerful than the brain's. This heart field radiates and dialogues directly with the quantum matrix. When mind and heart are in coherence, you emit a unified, powerful signal. But if they're in conflict, the message dissolves into fragments. That's why manifesting with the mind alone rarely works. Without the emotional attunement of the heart, the quantum field has no clear frequency to reflect. You can't simply verbalize your desires to the field. You need to become the vibration of them. This involves harmonizing your body, your breath, your nervous system, and your daily choices into a single chord. It's not a one-time ritual. It's a continuous practice. The practical path. Let's look at a practical example. Imagine you want to attract the love of your life. You can fill a vision board with images of a happy relationship, repeat affirmations, and imagine your ideal partner. But if you carry the wound of unworthiness inside, if your nervous system is on alert for rejection, if your heart is closed for protection, the quantum field senses that tension. It picks up the incoherence and gives you back more searching, more lack. The almost happens, but it doesn't materialize. The universe isn't punishing you, it's just perfectly reflecting your dominant frequency. The turning point, then, is this: entering coherence. It's practicing the feeling of being complete now. It's embodying the state of what you want before seeing it in front of you. You become the frequency, and the form follows. This may sound complex, but the truth is simple. The more you release the need to control the outcome and focus on regulating your internal state, the faster the quantum matrix responds. That's why I said it's simple, but most don't do it. The human mind loves to complicate. We want 10-step formulas, guaranteed shortcuts. But the quantum isn't a machine, it's a mirror. It's a dance partner. It's waiting for you to show up with stable, integral presence. Take a deep breath. Now, feel your body in this moment. Where is there rigidity? What thoughts are circling in the background? And for an instant, let go. Release the need to solve, to force, to control. Feel what it's like to be okay here and now without anything needing to change. This is where your power begins to awaken. Before we continue, I want to invite you to something that solidifies this shift. If you felt that spark of recognition, if something in you is awakening, click to subscribe to this channel, and in the comments, write a single word that symbolizes the energy you choose to embody this week. Maybe it's trust, maybe flow, maybe joy. The first word that comes to mind, that's your frequency. Share it, name it, make it real. Because the instant you name it, you begin to align with it. Ready to unveil the part of manifestation that's so simple it seems like a trick? Then, let's go. Why so few actually do this? Why, after everything, do so few people actually do this? Why, with an avalanche of books and videos about manifestation, do so many remain frustrated? The answer is direct and uncomfortable. Because letting go of control feels like betrayal. The human mind is addicted to control. We were raised to believe that extreme effort generates reward, that struggle is synonymous with worth. So when we encounter quantum manifestation, where the key is coherence, alignment, and surrender, it contradicts everything we learned. We keep trying to force results, even though that effort is the very frequency telling the field, I don't trust the process. Let's break this down. Most people who fail are trapped in the control trap. They're constantly checking results. They visualize abundance but check their bank account with anxiety. They affirm they want love but obsess over dating apps and messages. They declare health but scan their bodies for symptoms. With this, they emit a signal of distrust. They affirm one thing consciously but transmit the opposite subconsciously. Why is this so important? Because the quantum field doesn't understand human words. It doesn't speak English or Spanish. It speaks the language of energy. And energy never lies. You can use all the right words, but if your nervous system is in alert mode, if your mind is in a doubt loop, if your body is saturated with cortisol, the field will pick up that deeper frequency. That's why so many people are exhausted. They do everything right, but from a place of hypervigilance and lack, and so they manifest more effort, more scarcity, more seeking, because energetically, they're not in the timeline of, I already have it, but in the timeline of, I'm trying to get it. And here's an even more subtle detail. Your subconscious mind operates 95% of your life. It's the autopilot that dictates your habits, beliefs, and reactions. You may consciously want a major change, but if your subconscious is anchored in old stories, I'm not good enough, things don't work out for me, those stories will collapse the wave into the same old realities. That's why affirmations without embodiment feel empty. That's why visualizations without nervous system regulation fail. The recalibration protocol. So what can you do? First, understand that quantum manifestation isn't an add-on to your life. It's a total recalibration of your being. It's a return to your essence. It's becoming the version of you that already lives in the desired timeline before seeing any proof in the external world. For example, if you want to manifest abundance, practice the feeling of being abundant now, not after the money arrives, but now. Treat yourself with generosity. Focus on embodying confidence, releasing control of the outcome. If you want love, practice self-love now. Open your heart, soften your defenses, and become the partner you wish to attract. If you want health, stop looking for what's wrong. Start nurturing what's right. Exit survival mode. Practice gratitude for the body you have. And here's the paradox. When you stop needing it so much, everything arrives faster. It's not the universe testing you, it's you ceasing to be the resistance. So I ask you, in what area of your life are you still gripping the steering wheel so tightly? Where are you still measuring, controlling, and chasing? What would happen if you loosened control by just 10%? Think about it. This isn't passivity. It's about exiting control and entering co-creation. This subtle yet powerful shift is where quantum manifestation truly begins. In the next part, we'll talk about simple but rarely used techniques that help realign your system, regulate your state, and become the clearest signal for the field. We'll explore how to dissolve resistance without ignoring emotions, how to build trust with the subconscious, and how to enter the desired timeline as if it's already yours. But first, reflect with honesty. Where in your life are you squeezing so tight that you've become the very blockage? The truth hidden in plain sight. We've now arrived at the deepest truth of quantum manifestation, the part no one talks about, the part hidden in plain sight. It's this: you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. This isn't just a motivational phrase, it's a fundamental principle of how the quantum matrix interacts with you. The field doesn't respond to your words, your vision boards, or your affirmations. It responds to the signal of your being, the vibrational signature you carry in every thought and action. And that signal is built moment by moment, not in what you do, but in how you are. Let me explain with a metaphor. Imagine you're a radio. If you want to hear jazz, it's useless to demand jazz from the universe while you remain tuned to a rock station. You need to change the frequency, tune into what you want to receive. Quantum manifestation works the same way. You can't attract the timeline you desire while vibrating at the frequency of the timeline you're trying to leave behind. So how do you change the station? You start by becoming aware of your current frequency. Not just what you think, but how you feel, how your body moves, what the quality of your breath is, what stories repeat in your mind. Most of us aren't manifesting consciously. We're manifesting on autopilot, recycling the same emotional states, and the field simply reflects that back. The shift begins when you break that pattern, not with brute force, but with simple somatic practices. It could be something as subtle as a conscious sigh, as gentle as placing your hand over your heart when doubt appears, or as bold as asking yourself, what would the version of me who already has this choose to do right now? And then taking a small step from that place. Because here's something no one tells you. The quantum field doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be coherent. Coherence happens when your thoughts, emotions, and actions align in the same direction, when your entire system emits a single unified signal. And when you reach that state, even for moments, you create a kind of vibrational gravity. Reality begins to curve in your direction. The embodiment practice. Let's get practical. If you want to embody abundance, practice generosity. Train your nervous system to feel the vibration of, I have enough, even if the numbers in your account don't reflect it yet. If you want to embody love, practice vulnerability. Open your heart in small, brave ways. If you want to embody health, practice presence. Listen to your body, nourish it with respect, not punishment. This is the simple path, yet few walk it because it demands that you go first, that you become the frequency before the evidence arrives, that you lead with being and not with lack. And this brings us to one of the most misunderstood parts of manifestation, emotional regulation. And if you want a guide to live this in an embodied, continuous way, check out La Senda. It's a portal for reprogramming and vibrational practice to transform your frequency into reality. The link is in the description. Many people think manifesting is about being happy all the time. It's not. It's about being authentic all the time and knowing how to bring your system back to center when it drifts. This means giving space to fear but not letting it drive. It means practicing emotional fluidity to navigate the waves without drowning in them. And here's the truth. You're going to oscillate. You'll have days when doubt appears, when the old timeline tries to pull you back. And that's okay. Power isn't in never falling, it's in how you rise. So here's my practical invitation. Breathe. Now feel where you are and ask yourself, what timeline am I tuned into right now? The one of fear or the one of trust? The one of scarcity or the one of abundance? No judgment, just observe. Because the moment you realize, you create a point of choice, and choice is the portal of coherence. The integration phase. In the next stage, we're going to integrate all of this. How do you transform these concepts into practice? How do you move through setbacks with grace? And how do you sustain the frequency that will collapse your new reality? But before we continue, I want to thank you for walking this far. If something inside you lit up, if you felt seen, if something already began to shift within, pause for a moment and honor that moment. Leave your mark. Give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. When you interact with this content, you help us deliver it to more people who are also ready to awaken. Don't leave it for later. Like and subscribe now. And in the comments, write one word that represents your intention. Maybe it's allow, expand, or flow. That word will be your quantum seed, a small yet profound signal of alignment. The final piece. And here we are with the final piece of the puzzle. Manifesting isn't a performance, it's a practice. It's not something you master once, but something you live moment by moment, choice by choice. The most powerful manifestors aren't those who know the most techniques, they're those who know how to return to coherence when life shakes them. Because yes, you will be tested. There will be days when old patterns whisper back, when the timeline you're leaving behind tries to pull you back. But true mastery is here. Can you remain in the frequency of trust even without evidence? Can you hold the vibration of "it's already done" even though the world looks the same? Can you anchor yourself so deeply in the new timeline that the old one no longer seduces you? This is where embodiment becomes non-negotiable. Let's make this even more practical. Every morning before picking up your phone, take a deep breath and ask, what frequency do I choose to tune into today? Scarcity or abundance, fear or trust, control or flow? Throughout the day, use your body as a compass. It will alert you when you're out of alignment, tension, tightness, contraction. In that moment, don't judge yourself. Just breathe and recalibrate. Ask, what would the version of me who already lives in my ideal timeline do now? And take a small action from that place. At night, before sleeping, review the day without judgment but with curiosity. Where did you align? Where did you glimpse your own power? Gratitude amplifies coherence. Acknowledge even the smallest victories. And here's something most ignore. Community is fundamental. We're social and energetic beings. We co-regulate with those around us. When you surround yourself with people who live coherence, your system tunes to that vibration. That's why it's so important to curate your environment, not just physically, but energetically. Find voices and spaces that remind you of who you're becoming. Let the external world support your internal practice, the living edge of evolution. And remember, there's no finish line. The point isn't to arrive and stop. The point is to live in continuous unfolding, where you become the living edge of your own evolution, where you don't just manifest things, but become a conscious creator, an active participant in reality. Because here's the most beautiful part. The quantum field isn't separate from you. It's not something you manipulate from a distance. It's something you're entangled with. You are the field. You are the wave. You are the observer and the observed. So when you adjust your frequency, you're not just asking life to meet you. You're becoming the very life you were seeking. To close, I want to leave you with an invitation. In the comments, write one word that represents the energy you choose to carry forward from here. Maybe it's alignment, maybe lightness, maybe power. That word will be a small but powerful declaration, a quantum seed you plant within yourself. And if this video awakens something in you, an insight, a spark, a calling, click to subscribe. This channel is a living space, a meeting point for those ready to access their creative power. By subscribing, you're not just entering to watch videos, you're entering to be part of a movement of minds and hearts that are redesigning what's possible. Thank you for walking this journey with me. You're not just a viewer, you're a participant in this grand unfolding. Keep tuning in, keep dancing with the field,